Okay, y'all. So yeah, kind of like what Brandon was saying, we're gonna run through a couple things. Really, we wanted to run through door approach, some objections, like some common objections, and kind of how we overcome them, what we say to them, how we try to keep it as simple as possible, and then steps 1 through 3 for tonight. Steps 4 through 8 typically take the longest, so we're gonna do that meeting probably on Tuesday or maybe Wednesday or Thursday, middle of the week next week. So Romans, let's run through some objections real quick. Let's hear your neighbor knock. Let's hear your door approach. And then I'm going to throw some objections at you and let's see how you respond, just so everybody can kind of hear. And then we can give some like psychology and go from there.
So you're the client?
Yeah, I'll be the client.
Neighbor knock?
Let's do like normal door approach first. If you have like a
Memorial?
lead that you want to use, regular door approach, like just, typical memorial or dental.
All right, yeah, we'll do a memorial or dental. It doesn't matter. Same thing. Hey, knock, knock, knock.
Can I help you?
Hey, Carter.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, Carter. I'm sorry to catch you off guard, sir. My name's Brandon. I'm licensed by the state of Georgia. I'm the benefit coordinator here in DeKalb County. Reason for the visit is we got the card that you filled out and sent to us requesting more information on the benefit update for the year 2024. Is this your signature right here?
Yeah, that looks like me.
Perfect, perfect. So I'm the lucky one who's been assigned your case. They just require me to come out and go over this information with you. Where would you like to sit at, sir? You have a table we can sit at?
Yeah, but what is this about?
Yeah, so state regulated benefits for 2024. Let me ask you something. Are you over the age of 50?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, your driver's license says Georgia on it?
It does.
Perfect. And this was your signature?
It looks like it.
Awesome, man. So yeah, you've been pre-qualified for these benefits. They just require me to come out and get the information to you. Where would you like to sit down at?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can sit inside, but I don't really have a heck of a lot of time right now, man.
That's okay, man. It takes like 5, 10 minutes. I'll be out of your hair.
All right, come on, let's go. Boom, money.
Yeah, guys,
Awesome.
never take the first objection and just turn around and go back to your car. You got to fight through some no's to get in these doors sometimes, and those are your best clients because those are the ones that aren't letting everybody in. Um, that was textbook. I mean, those are the objections you're going to hear. What's this about? I don't have time. I mean, the most common ones. But like another thing, like Carter, you're not wearing it. I know you go a little rogue when it comes to like dressing up, but guys, like, what can you do before you even get out of your car, like to show up to the door? One thing I like to do is I like to wear like polos with the NASB logo on there. You either buy them from the store on NASB, or you can put your own little logo on there. We can send out. Liv does some for us, but we can send out if you guys have anybody that knows how to press the thing on. We can send out the logo, but you just want to kind of look professional. You don't want to be all like, just a huge beard or unkempt or whatever. Like try to look professional, like nice jeans, nice shoes, polo, or like even what Carter wears, that works too, especially if you got the lanyard. So try to, put yourself in a position to win before you even show up to the house, which for me, it's look professional, being clean cut and, know your lines when you get to the door. But that was textbook, guys.
I'm gonna add a couple things onto that real quick. Number one is confidence. Confidence is key in this job entirely. Another thing that I was really gonna say too, like piggybacking off of what I just said, confidence. Confidence comes from knowing your material, having competence in what you're gonna say, and saying it 1,000 times before you actually get in front of the client. Really another thing too, really enthusiasm and getting up with a purpose, right? Like going up to every single house, like with enthusiasm. Like I'm not sitting in people's driveways like for 30 seconds or a minute before I hop out. I know exactly what their name is before I even get out of my car. Like I'm looking at their name on my iPad. Like I know who they are before I even open my door to like get out. Like as soon as I pull into their driveway or as soon as I pull onto their street, I'm hopping out of the car with enthusiasm, like with a purpose. I'm going to their door. I'm smiling as I'm walking up, hey, you don't know who's watching you. Their neighbor could be watching you. Like the other day, I was getting out of my car and I saw that this neighbor just like peeking at me, like, and hey, smile and wave, and walk up there, like I said, with a purpose. Everybody has Vivint cameras, everybody has Ring cameras. You never know who's watching you. So don't be talking, smack and a bunch of, cuss words as you're walking up because they can probably hear what you're saying. Right. So keep
Yeah,
that in
another
mind.
point when about knowing who you're showing up to. Like when I leave somebody's house, before I get to their house, I already have their lead pulled up. I know where it's at, and I know their name. Because a lot of times these people are outside, especially in the summertime. So you don't want to be showing up, parking in somebody's driveway, being like, "Oh, hold on, let me, I'm not even on the right lead." Trying to figure out who it is. It makes you look bad. You want to show up professional, sense of urgency. And if you sit in somebody's driveway for a minute and a half looking for their lead, a minute and a half after, and you hit 20 leads in a day, that's a waste of an hour. 3 minutes and 20 houses is an hour you just wasted. So, be efficient, be professional.
I'll tell you guys this, man. Whenever y'all hit a door, you need to have that lead pulled up. So that's the first thing I do. Actually, I was doing this today. I was hitting neighbors while I was pulling up my next lead. So I was standing there waiting on them to answer the door. You could do that. That's very time efficient. Or before you even pull out of that driveway to go to the next house, find where you're going, go find the lead, close it out on your iPad. It'll be open whenever you get to the next house.
All right. So now we're inside. Carter, you want to go through, steps 1 through 4?
Yes, but I wanted everybody to hear one more thing. I wanted everybody to hear Roman's neighbor knock, just kind of what it sounds like, and then typical objections. All the objections that you're going to hear, y'all, are the same thing. There's maybe 5 objections that you're going to get. You're going to get them at leads. You're going to get them at non-leads. A lead, you've heard it 1,000 times, is a legitimate excuse to be at a door. All a lead really is a name and an address. Romans, let's go over a neighbor knock real quick, just so everybody can hear it, just so it's recorded. Real quick. Knock, knock, knock.
Knock, knock.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey.
Hey, how can I help you?
Hey, sorry to catch you off guard, sir. My name's Brandon. I'm licensed by the state of Georgia. I'm the benefit coordinator here in DeKalb County. They sent me out here to help you out with your benefit update for the year 2023. Where would you like to sit down at?
Benefit update. I already got all my benefits.
Yeah. So you're talking about for like your Medicare, Medicaid stuff, right?
Yeah, all that's already handled.
Perfect, man. Yeah, so I don't work for them. I'm not one of those people calling you all day. I don't work for Medicare, Medicaid. These are actually benefits that help fill in the gaps and help save you money where that stuff's falling short. How you still have some out-of-pocket costs sometimes. But yeah, they just require me to come out and go over it with you. Where would you like to sit down at?
I think I'm good, man. I think I already got everything I'm supposed to be getting.
Yeah. You said for your Medicare, Medicaid stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, man. Like I said, I don't work for them. These just help fill in the gaps. You like saving money, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
Everybody likes saving money, right? Perfect, man. I'm just here to help you save some money. We can sit inside or outside. You want to sit in these chairs right here on your porch?
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Perfect. 5 minutes, I'll be out of your hair. Save you some money.
Boom. Boom, man. That's killer. That's awesome. Does
Yeah,
anybody have,
obviously it's working.
I mean, even any questions on that? Brandon, something that I wanted to say too, you're not waiting for approval to sit down. Like if you see somewhere to sit right then and there, you're grabbing that chair and sitting your butt in it as you're saying it, or you're pulling the door open as you're saying it. Hey, look, that looks okay to me. Where do you want to sit?
Yeah, neighbor knocks are really it's just confidence, man. Like getting yourself just far enough from the door where, if you say it confidently, like that's something Nick said the other night. He's like, what do you say if they say who's they? And honestly, as many neighbors as I've knocked, I've maybe had that happen like 3 times. And it stumbled me a little bit at first, but then I'm just like, hey, North American Senior Benefits, they sent me out here. If you just act like you're supposed to be there, take that step forward like you're gonna walk in the house, they're gonna do one of two things. They're either gonna step a little bit to the side, perfect, you're good to go, or they're gonna completely block you off. You just can't really be scared for somebody to be mad or whatever. We're not really here to nurture anyone's feelings.
I swear, neighbor knocks oftentimes are way easier to get in than leads. Very, very, very often. It is a lot easier to get into neighbors because most people want free stuff. And another thing, one last thing that I want to hit on in door approach real quick. I'm not sure how you are, Romans. Brandon, I know you're or BDunn, I know you're this way, but I literally use the same maybe 3 or 4 objection beaters and just rinse, recycle, repeat. And kind of like what you just said a second ago, whenever I threw that one last objection at you, you just repeated yourself. You didn't say anything new. You didn't say anything different. You literally just repeated yourself and then kept it pushing. You acknowledged what they said, you ignored it, and then you kept going. Right?
Yeah,
So
pretty much, man.
something that I use a lot too You know, whenever someone throws an objection at me, I'd say that exact objection beater, you know, hey, do you have a driver's license? Are you over the age of 50? Another thing that I say too, like asking questions, you know, hey, that's a great question. Let me ask you a question. Are you coming out of pocket for any prescriptions, dental, vision, hearing? You know, whenever they say, oh, what is this about? Prescriptions, dental, vision, hearing? No, I got all that taken care of. Okay, well, then you must have filled this out for the final expenses and burial discount programs. Are you coming out of pocket for any final expenses or life insurance plans? Well, yeah, of course. Okay, that's why they're sending me out here. Where do you want to sit?
That's a power line, guys. If
Yeah,
you
that's how
guys
I
aren't
do it.
using that, this is recorded. I would write that down and start using that as a power line at the door.
All
So,
right.
all right,
Now,
guys, we're in the house.
now we're in the house. Romans, what are you looking for when you get inside of a house?
I mean, it depends on if it's male or female, depends on how well I connect with them in the beginning. You know, first thing I'm doing is I'm coming in, I'm sitting down, I'm going to be as comfortable as possible. You know, I'm leaning back. Something, you know, somebody who trained me taught me, Austin. Like, I remember one time I was sitting there, he's like, "What are you doing? Sit back." You know, sit back, be comfortable, man. Sit back, be comfortable. Ask them for, you know, hey, can I use your bathroom? You know, I usually save that till a little bit later, but, you know, even if I need to get in a house, well, let me use your bathroom, man. But, you know, just be comfortable as possible. You know, first thing I'm coming in, you know, I don't want any dead silence. I don't want any weird dead silence. So as soon as I walk in the door, especially if it's a neighbor, you know, I'll come in, I'll be like, hey, I didn't even get your name. Oh, perfect. I got their name right there. Boom. So I'm good to go. You know, a lot of times they'll be like, well, and it's once again, maybe twice I've had somebody be like, well, you're here to see me. What's my name? You know? And I'm like, well, I lost it, you know? I mean, just, you know, but that's the first thing, especially if it's a neighbor. I'm coming, oh, well, what's your name? I didn't even get your name coming in. Miss Deborah. Miss Deborah, how are you doing today? You know, how's your day going? You know, where are you from? You born and raised here? You know,
Mhm.
where'd you go to high school at? Did you play any sports? No, you didn't play any sports. You're too busy chasing them boys, huh? Nah, they're too busy chasing you. You were running from them, right? Dude, it'll make people laugh every time. People will like you. Like, I mean, a big thing with this is make people like you, man. People like people who are funny. You can take a few of the same little jokes that I use all day long, and they work every time because it's the first time that person's heard it, you know?
Yeah, that's a good
Something that
point.
I'm gonna
Like,
go ahead, Brandon.
my first go-to is after they have agreed to let me inside, whether it's me assuming it super hard, almost walking in their door, or them saying, come on in, I want to get their mind off of the door approach that I just did immediately. So, like Roman said, it's different for guys and girls. You know, guys, I'm looking for sports memorabilia. I'm looking for any kind of hobbies. I'm looking like men, we like to talk about sports or the hobbies we do, and sometimes like the work, our careers. You know, that's how men identify. Women identify with their families. So if it's a woman, I'm looking for pictures of family, maybe grandkids that they're taking care of, and I'm asking them questions about that. And I want to get them talking their mind off of what I just did and then focus back on their family. And people love to talk about stuff that they appreciate and they love. So if you get stuff or get them talking about stuff they love, like instantly they're going to like you because you're asking them questions and you're letting them talk about something they love. So it's just a good way to warm people up, get them off of, you know, what we're doing, because they'll be asking a lot of questions. Like you said, if you let that awkward silence go, they're going to be quizzing you, drilling you about why you're there. Or you could just start work on, you know, building that trust, that likability by asking them questions, you know, that they want to answer. Um, Carter, do you do it any differently, or
I wouldn't say
what
that I
tips do you
do
got?
anything differently, but a couple things that I guess I look for. Um, First of all, kind of like what Romans was just saying, you know, I want to be as comfortable as possible, and you get to be comfortable by knowing what you're gonna say, by having confidence in yourself, but also like confidence in like knowing what they're gonna say and what you're gonna say back to them. So that's just knowing your lines and knowing your script and, you know, doing the repetitions enough times to knowing basically what's going to happen, seeing the future before it even comes to you, right? Like another thing too, like matching body language is huge. Like, yes, I want to be leaned back, I want to be relaxed, you know, but if somebody's, you know, standing or you know, leaned over or hunched over, you know, really being interested in what you're saying, you know, try to do the same thing. Lean in closer to them a little bit and let them see, you know, obviously they're interested if they're leaning in, trying to read what you have on the screen, you know, so lean in too and show it to them a little bit closer.
Yeah,
Uh,
mirroring is very important.
mhm. Another
Also, I
thing
would
that I was going
say,
to say too, real quick, people don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. So if you can make them feel good and just give them compliments too. I remember something that Roman said to me like one time, or like I saw him do a door approach. Hey, you don't look like you're over the age of 50, are you? You know, like if you're doing a random door knock and you're just like talking to somebody, they could look like they're, you know, on their last breath, like they're 95 years old about to croak. You know, like, hey, you don't look like you're over the age of 50, are you? Ha ha ha, sweetie, how old do you think I am actually? Like, I don't know, 28. You know, like make them feel good, like make them laugh, you know, be
Yeah,
yourself,
if you
like
can get them laugh, that's a win.
mm-hmm.
Key
That,
things I would say picking for in the beginning. So, yeah, definitely grandkids. You got a joke you can throw in there. How many grandkids you got? This is Max's, and honestly, I got it from Austin. But you know what you know what my dad always said? He loves his kids, but he loves his grandkids even more. Is that the case with you? Yeah, it's because there's no responsibility, right? You can sugar them up and kick them out. That's one thing, job. I always, hey, you're probably retired now. Where did you work at? Reason you want to ask where they worked at is because if they work for like a government city job, something like that, you kind of already have an idea of like where they might be as far as their life insurance. If they worked at Walmart, they probably got a Globe Life policy, or if a policy at all, but like, so that's something good to know, is where they're working at. And if anybody says anything about medical, a doctor's visit, oh, what happened there? What happened at the doctor? I want to know that, because if you got diagnosed with congestive heart failure, I'm gonna cut this thing really short. You know what I mean? So that's a good way of being efficient with your time. And like really in the beginning, you want them talking, but you want them talking about one things that make them feel good. You want them talking about stuff that you want them talking about. Somebody's like, yeah, my kid died, your condolences and be very empathetic, but steer away from that as quick as you can, just because you don't want them so sad. But also, it's a good thing because it's on their mind because they know about life insurance. If their kid died, they probably have life insurance. So you need to be looking for a replacement depending on what it is. You know what I mean? I know it
so
sounds bad, but
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah,
you're
that those
saying
are
you're trying
tough,
to be
but
as efficient as possible in these houses. You're looking for clues to see if you can cut your time in that house short. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and especially in the first step, you're trying to find out if they bring up something about the doctor, you can go ahead and find out a little bit about their health there. If they have bad health, to speed it up. You still want to be efficient. There's a fine line between being too fast and kind of picky. You want them talking, but you want them talking about things that you want them talking about. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna let them sit there and ramble on forever about what happened on Jerry Springer yesterday because I don't care. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like you want
and
You're
to
not
talk
getting
about
paid
honestly,
off of that.
steer the
yeah,
conversation, control the
and
conversation.
and like Brandon's saying, kind of be aware of the situation, have situational awareness where if you trip over some oxygen lines, that's a guaranteed issue. So we need to know if they have insurance right away. If they do, it's an add-on. We can't replace it because it's a 2-year wait. Another thing is like the older somebody is, the more quick I get to insurance. Up to, I mean, 75 and over for men, you kind of need to speed it up. These people made it to 75 with no state regulated benefits. They're probably okay. So kind of speed it up a little bit. And then women like 79, 80, I don't have many clients, less than, I mean, probably half a percent of my clients are men over 77 and women over 80. So, knowing that, I have a half a percent chance I'm going to make a sale right here. I'm going to speed it up and get right to life insurance probably within the first 10, 15 minutes of me being in the house.
So I'll give you one more key. So my objective, my main goal whenever I get into a house and I'm sitting down with these people trying to connect, really I'm just going to be probing. I'm going to be probing, asking questions until I hit that hot button and I start hearing them ramble and I feel like I'm losing brain cells. As soon as I get them rambling for, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes, that's when I know that I need to cut the head off. As soon as they start rambling, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Like this is going on way too long. That's when I'm getting into it. Hey, Miss Johnson, I could sit here and talk to you all day, but I do got to do my job. It should only take a few minutes. Some of this stuff might help you out. Some of it might not be able to. Let me know if it can help you out, and I'm going to do my best. Okay. Romans, if you want to run into steps 1 through 3, and then I'll add, off the bat or, whenever you're done.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I can
take
do that,
off from
man.
step 2 or
So
where you
you want me to
start.
start? You want me to start from the top of the presentation?
Yeah, wherever you
Okay.
normally start from.
All
Yeah, just
right.
right at
So
step 2.
Yeah. So Miss Johnson, before I get started, like I said, I'm the benefit coordinator here. So really, I'm just here to help you. So if you see anything when I'm going through this that might help you more than something else, if you just stop me, we'll run over it a little bit more. Okay. So what we do is we help people in four main areas. We distribute some no-cost benefits to you. We deal with different types of insurance. We help fill in the gaps like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, health insurance are falling short. And we have a handful of programs that are designed to help you save money. So Miss Johnson, the company I work for is called North American Senior Benefits. Now, we've been around since 1957. Well, not me, Miss Johnson. I haven't been around since 1957, but the company has, right? If you get a laugh right there, you got them hooked. You're good because that's really not that good of a joke. Miss Johnson, you know what the BBB is? You ever heard of the BBB? Yeah, Better Business Bureau. I
Yeah, I think
usually
I
don't
heard of
wait
them.
for them to like sit there and Better Business Bureau. Sorry, I was like throwing in right there.
You're good.
Starting back. So BBB, Better Business Bureau. Yeah, yes, ma'am. So this is our
Mhm.
2023 certificate. Well, this is our 2023 certificate. This just means this just means damn man, I lost my track. I got messed up. Hold on. Yeah, BBB, so this is our Better Business Bureau certificate. So you know what this means? 60 plus years we've been in business, Miss Johnson. We've had zero unresolved complaints. We are a Christian-based organization, and we truly try to do right by everybody that we help. Now, my job's pretty easy. I just see what you're entitled to as far as government programs, state-regulated carriers, and patient medication assistance in five key areas: prescriptions, dental, vision, hearing, and final expense. So, you can see here, this is free, no cost to you, no service fees, no monthly charges. Um, this is not insurance. These are just discounts you're entitled to. So the first part is prescriptions. What all prescriptions they have you taken, Miss Johnson?
They got me on metformin, lisinopril. Can you just show everybody kind of what you're doing on your iPad right
That's what
now?
I was doing. I didn't
Okay,
think about it until just now, but yeah,
gotcha.
that's what. So at this point, yeah, I just thought about that. I was going to try to do it here, but all right. So this point, I'm going into my client note. Right now, Miss Johnson. What all prescriptions they have you taken, Miss Johnson?
Yeah, they got
And
me
guys,
on.
this is a perfect time to like pause. This is a perfect time to pull up your new client note and start taking down notes. Copy paste their name, their address into the name. That way you can't mess up. I'm not writing down their name. I'm not writing down their address. I'm copy pasting image. That way I have it printed and I can't mess it up. And another thing right now is, it's twofold in step three. We want to try to save them some money in step three, but we're also underwriting to know what carrier we can put them with in step four and later on. So this is a great time to pull out a new client note. I know it's going super fast when you start, but just try to, when you get to medications, think client note and start to pull that up. Go ahead.
So real quick, I want to touch on one more thing before we press the play button. You know how Brandon, Romans just lost his train of thought and he had to restart? Guys, sometimes that happens. Sometimes that still even happens to me. Sometimes that happens to BDunn. Sometimes it even happens to Romans in the house. Hey, I totally just blanked. Let me restart and start back from the top. Like these people don't know the presentation. They don't know what you're about to say. Like if you forget what you're about to say or you're doing something, you lose like your focus or you lose your train of thought or whatever, hey, I'm new, I'm so sorry, let me restart that. That they'll probably laugh with you like, hey, no big deal. Like if you take yourself super seriously, then they're probably going to take you super seriously too. But if you don't like treat it like it's a huge deal, like it's not a big deal. Okay. Romans, let's click the play button. All right, so
So I'm
which
on
medication? Go ahead.
insulin. I'm on
Metformin.
lisinopril and carvedilol.
Yeah,
Lisinopril, carvedilol. Okay, perfect. You take how many years young are you, Miss Johnson?
71.
71 years young. Don't look a day over 61. Uh, you smoke? You don't smoke, right?
No, I don't use none of that stuff. I tried it when I was about 6 years old, but only that one time.
Hey, me too. I was five, but yeah, we got that in common. Nah, so diabetes. Yeah, so diabetes. When were you diagnosed with diabetes, Miss Johnson? Was it before or after age 45?
I think it was right at 50.
Right at 50? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And no diabetic complications. You take gabapentin, Lyrica, pre-GABA.
Well, I think they had me on the gabapentin once, but I took myself off of that.
You ever been told you have like tingling in your feet and hands, neuropathy, retinopathy,
Well, sometimes, but I don't tell my doctor.
but you don't take but you're prescribed it, right? But you just don't take it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What about cancer? Have you ever had cancer?
No, never had any cancer.
No. What about heart attack,
Mm-mm.
stroke?
No, but I got a little flutter in my heart.
Flutter in your heart. So AFib. Okay. Have you
Yeah.
ever had any stents, pacemakers?
No, none of that stuff.
No. COPD. Do you take any inhalers?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
No. What about congestive heart failure?
Oh, wasn't that the flutter in my heart?
No, no. It's an atrial fibrillation. So normally, a flutter in your heart is normally like it's called atrial. It's AFib. Have you ever been told you have AFib?
A regular heartbeat. That's what it
Regular
is.
heartbeat, AFib.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about so no congestive heart failure?
Maybe. I don't think so.
No. These are all your medications though, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's him. Yeah,
Perfect.
that's it.
Okay. What about any kidney liver problems?
Mm-mm,
No, anything else I didn't mention?
mm-mm. Just some arthritis.
Arthritis? Oh, okay, man.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty common. Everybody's got arthritis. I'm probably
Yeah.
getting arthritis.
Uh-huh.
Man, well, man, what's the secret, Miss Johnson? You're super healthy.
Shoot, I ain't that healthy.
No, it's all, oh, man, you look pretty healthy to me. I see people 30 years younger than you, and they ask me that question. They go get a big old 5-gallon bucket full of prescriptions and come back out and dump them on the table.
Woo, child. All
Telling you.
right. Well,
It's all
goodness
that hard work,
gracious.
right?
Yeah. Well, then I guess I am pretty healthy.
Pretty active. Yes, ma'am. You healthy enough for royal neighbors. That's what you are. Uh, all right. So yeah. So prescriptions. Are you paying out of pocket for any of those prescriptions?
Yeah, but just like a dollar or two.
Not much. Okay. Who's your health insurance through?
I got Humana.
Humana. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So how much are they allowing each year for dental? They usually do like 1,000, 1,500, something
I
like
think
that.
like 2,500.
What? 2,500? Man, you're one of the lucky ones. Normally they only do
Yeah.
like 1,500.
But I don't got no teeth.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, Miss Johnson, this is designed to help out with your out-of-pocket costs. So you're one of the lucky ones. Typically, what health insurance does is they allow you a certain amount each year for dental. You may have not gone over that yet, but you may fall down and break every single one of those dentures out, and you may have to get them resized. You may not have gone over it yet, but if you ever do, this will help save you up to 45% off on your out-of-pocket costs. Covers dentures, cleanings, extractions, crowns, fillings, bridges, the works. It's limitless as far as what it'll help you save on. It's about 45% on average. Now, the third part's vision. What about glasses, Miss Johnson? You wear glasses?
Oh yeah.
They cover everything for that.
I had to pay like $100 or something.
So you did have to pay some out of pocket.
Mm.
Okay, so I know one thing. All health insurance companies, they only allow you one pair of glasses a year. So let's say God forbid the grandkids get a hold of them and they break or something. That's where I found this helps a lot of people. But this will help save you up to 50% off on your out of pocket costs for any vision needs that you have. Now, that covers unlimited pairs of glasses. It covers eye exams and some eye surgeries. There's over 11,000 different providers that take it. I don't know where you go. I know Walmart's typically the best as far as the discounts, but Target, Visual Works, Lens Crafters, Eye Masters, all the big names take it. Now, what about hearing, Miss Johnson? You have any problems with hearing?
I hear pretty good.
You're pretty good. Pin drop from a mile away, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with as healthy as you are, you're going to be what, like 120, 125?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, age like 110, 115, you might need some hearing aids, right?
Well, my mom lived to see 98, so
No,
I'm trying to
heard
make
that,
it to
man. You got
100.
good genes, man. You're definitely gonna live to at least 119, right before that IULE
Hmm.
cancels. But so this will help save you 15%. Way on down the road, out of pocket costs. They partner with Beltone Hearing Aids. There's over 80 different models to choose from. Over 1,500 different providers. Yes, ma'am. And the last thing, you want me to go on step 4 too?
We'll save that for Tuesday or Thursday next week, whenever we can get more people on.
Heard
That's
that.
the really important stuff. The only thing that I say differently, like, okay, I'm gonna show you from the very tippy top. Let me see. So the exact same, like first slide, this right here, I say this literally word for word, right? So, hey, exactly what I said my transition was a few minutes ago. So, I can sit here and talk to you all day. I got to do my job real quick. It should only take a few minutes. Some of this stuff might help you. Some of it might not help you. Just let me know. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to run through all of this real quick. What is it that we do? We help out in quite a few different areas. We distribute state benefits, help with different types of insurance, help fill in the gaps where Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security fall short, and a handful of other benefits designed to save you money. Okay. So the name of the company that we represent is North American Senior Benefits. We've been around since 1957. Now, I haven't been around that long, Miss Johnson. I'm sure you can tell it's about 2 or 3 times as old as I am, right? Ha 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 ha. Okay, cool. So you probably recognize this too, Miss Johnson, right? And I just zoom in where it says BBB, as big as the Goodyear blimp in the sky. BBB, you've probably seen this before. You know what this stands for? Yeah, make them tell you, the Better Business Bureau. So, yep, the Better Business Bureau. We're regulated and accredited by them with an A+ rating, and I always do it thumbs up, A+ rating. Yeah, that just means in over 60 years, nobody has anything bad to say about us. We're a Christian-based organization. We really try to do right by folks. What I do is I help seniors between the ages of 50 and 90 for the most part with free benefits, discount programs, and final expenses. Okay. So since I deal with different types of insurance, I have to be licensed in it. I'm not sure if you can see this. So this is my state license. I always throw my state license in right here. I don't have pictures of my family, right? Like I don't have a family. Well, I do have a family, but like I don't have a bunch of little kids. Like that's gonna make people's hearts, flutter and like feel good. So I'm trying to build as much credibility as possible, right? So I'm gonna show my state license to them to build that white coat effect, to like make myself look as credible as possible. I'm a young guy. Like I'm trying to make myself look like I know exactly what I'm talking about, which I do. So hey, Miss Johnson, this is my state license. This is really, really cool, and I'll get into it in just a few minutes. I just like showing this off the bat, show that the state of Georgia trusts me to come out here and help folks. Okay. So you can see right here, it says Christopher Carter Probst. That's me. Please, please, please call me Carter. Christopher's my daddy's name. I don't go by that. If you call me Chris, it'll go in one ear and out the other. Okay. But you can see right here, it says the Georgia Department of Insurance. Like I said, I'll get into this in just a minute. So my job's pretty simple. And it's funny because all of our presentations are pretty much the exact same thing. You just got to memorize the words. So my job's pretty much is pretty simple. It's just to see what you may be entitled to, whether it's through government programs, state carriers, or patient medication assistance services. And we look in 5 areas: prescriptions, dental, vision, hearing, final expenses, and life insurance. Okay. So I say the exact same thing that Brandon says. These benefits are free, no fees to join, no monthly charges. I have that highlighted. You can play around with the notes however you want to. It's your notability. I have it highlighted and bolded so they can see it really, really well. Old people's eyes stink. So free, no fees to join, no monthly charges. These are benefits that you are entitled to as a senior over the age of 50 or over the age of 45, however old they are. If they're 46, I'm going to say 45. If they're 55, I'm going to say 50. That you're entitled to as a senior over the age of 45 living here in the state of Georgia. So all of that stuff, I say the exact same way. The only thing that I say different, so the dental, I go really tell most of these folks like, hey, I recommend Aspen Dental. They have like certain discounts for seniors and they help people with like payment plans. And then the other thing too, actually for dental, one more thing. Hey, a lot of colleges, a lot of technical schools, they do like free dental cleanings or like super, super cheap dental cleanings. Call up there and see if they can help you out. So vision as well. And I'm just giving them this information, right? I use some of those trifolds sometimes if some of this stuff can actually benefit people, but I'm not going out of my way and wasting 20 or 30 minutes to go on a mad goose chase to, find certain things for people and, do all this stuff and calling places and doing craziness unless I absolutely have to, which, 99% of the time, like I don't. I got somebody a free phone the other day through like, you can literally look up like if they're on Medicaid, like free government phones for Medicaid users. The other thing just right here, vision care. So I don't say the Walmart, Target, Lens Crafters, Eye Masters anymore. I say go to Zenni Optical. So next time you go get your eyes checked, have them write down your prescription and your pupil distance. That's the distance from your like the bridge of your nose to your pupil. Okay. They'll write down all of this information for you. Don't buy your glasses there. Don't get them right then and there. Save that little piece of paper that they give you, go back home, and they have glasses starting at $6.95 plus shipping and handling. Okay. So if that'll save you some money, definitely take advantage of it, Miss Johnson. And at most, I'm just writing that information down. I'll write down the website. That's pretty much it. Hearing a lot of like healthcare companies will give you or like give our clients like free or discounted hearing aids. A lot of this stuff is super out of date. So, give them the information like prescriptions. I just tell them to go to GoodRx. If it helps them, it helps them. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's pretty much all I go into in this stuff right here. I'm trying to be brief. I'm trying to give them the information. Whatever they do with the information is up to them. I'm not going to waste my time, like I said, going on a wild goose chase, like trying to, save these people an arm and a leg because probably they're not going to use it anyways. So that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions?
So I
Brandon, any
will say the
comments?
reason with mine, the way I do my step three like that is from what I found over doing this is when I get to this part right here, and I switched my license up. My license is out in step four, but I go right here,
I have mine
Mr.
there
This is
too.
free, 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 no cost to you, no service fees, no monthly charges. This is not insurance. These are just discounts you're entitled to. The reason I say that is because what you're going to hear, and you'll hear this pushback. I get all that. I already get all that. I already get all that. I already get all that. Now, what I just did with Carter, they can sit there and tell me that all they want, but everything I just said, I am showing them how this is going to help them. And also, I'm asking them questions during this because it, one, keeps them intrigued. But, I have kind of found a way just from doing this that, they can tell me whatever they want. I can make it find a way to help them. You know what I mean? I get 2,500 in dental. Perfect. Most people do. What if you knock out all your teeth? You may have not gone over the 2,500 yet, but you might. And when you do, this is going to help you out. Reason I do that is, I mean, honestly, I've had people think they weren't getting the discount card without the insurance, and I sold insurance over it. So, but I mean,
Yeah,
That
guys,
too.
like, I mean,
it's we're not benefit. I mean, you can say you're a benefit coordinator, but we don't make money off of doing benefits. So, like they said, both of them are doing the same thing. In
yeah,
prescriptions, we're asking them questions to do underwriting, but dental, vision, hearing, we're telling them about the benefits. And I spend probably less time than you guys do on this. I just tell them, I'm asking them questions about their medications, being very inquisitive and asking in a way like, just I'm very curious as so they'll go get their medications. One objection you're going to get, especially if it's dry, and you haven't connected well, when you get to medications, hey, Ms. Johnson, what medications are you currently taking? You're going to get, oh, I take some, or I take a lot. And you're like waiting for it to tell you which ones. The way I do it, when I have my client note pulled up and I'm ready to write down medications, a way that I heard one of you guys do, hey, what medications are you coming out of pocket for? It's a
I'll write it
more
in here.
less threatening way to ask somebody what they're taking. They're not thinking you're just asking about their health. Some people are so weird about their health. I've learned to do that now, but when I did it before, when I asked them, hey, what medications you're currently taking, after you tell them about the discount program, sometimes they forget in between there and you asking about what medications. But I'm like, hey, Carter, we help with prescriptions and vision hearing. With prescriptions, bam, you can save up money, blah blah blah. Anything over $20, blah blah blah. What medication are you currently taking? He's gonna be like, oh, I take some. Like, okay, cool, no big deal. I go right to the tobacco question, the diabetes question, and then after they answer all that, I don't care if they say yes to everything. I'm like, Carter, what are you even taking medicine for? And if you ask it like that, it's a non-threatening way to ask them about it. Like, hey, it's not really a big deal. I don't think anything of it. Just curious what medications you're taking. But the way to ask it is, hey, what are you coming out of pocket for? You know,
100%.
and if they say I have Medicaid, it's covered. I'm like, Carter, what are you taking that's free? It's just another way to ask the medications to get them medications, so you can write them down to underwriting.
100%. The only thing that I was going to say, that's kind of a more advanced technique, I think, like, because I want everybody doing like the plain Jane presentation from the get-go. Like, once you learn all that stuff and master it, then you can kind of like get into cutting down the presentation time, right? Right here, like now, this is where I asked them to, like, I asked them at the door, hey, are you coming out of pocket for, this, and this? I'll ask again right here on this page, hey, these are the 5 areas that we help out most in. Are you coming out of pocket for any prescriptions? Nope. Dental? Nope. Vision? Here? Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so then you must have filled this out for final expenses, right? I'm nodding my head, I'm pointing at it. Yeah, you are. Okay, perfect. That's actually what I specialize in. And then I'll skip this page entirely and go down to the next page, right?
Yeah, and guys, a lot of people that's not coming out of pocket for the prescription dental vision hearing, they're on Medicaid, right? They're veterans, right? They already have health insurance. So these people, just like Carter did, oh, you're not coming out for prescriptions, you're not coming out for dental. You must have filled this out. The only one option why I'm sitting in your living room is you filled this out for the life insurance and final expense,
Right.
right?
A lot of
Assume.
it tonality.
Alright.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions on any of that stuff? I think we are going to go into steps 4 through 8. What day works best for next week? for everybody?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What do you guys want?
Or we can do this in the
All
group
right.
chat. If
Don't
that's
everybody
easier for
scream at
everybody
once.
else. Yeah.
No.
I'm
Thursdays
gonna
work
stop
good.
recording.